everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Detutu. If you're new here, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. On my channel, I share information about the lifestyle and experiences of international students living in Europe. So please consider subscribing here and putting on the notification bell. I'm going to put the bell somewhere here so that you'll be the first to know every single time I post a video. Last week, I didn't post a video because I was doing a channel review and I wanted to ensure that every video I promised that I was going to shoot in any of the videos I've done in the past, I actually make a note of them and then I would create content. So today we are going to talk about smaller cities and bigger cities. What's the difference? What are the advantages and disadvantages? What should you consider when you want to move to Germany? Is it even important at all to even say, okay, I need to look for a university in a big city like Frankfurt or Munich or Düsseldorf or Cologne, if this even matters at all? Yeah, so that's what today's video is going to be about. Firstly, I have to say this, that you are not at a disadvantage if you live in a smaller city, at least in Germany, because the way I have seen most cities that I have been to, and I've been to quite a few, is that they always try to make sure everything you could possibly need is in this city. Now, I haven't been to the villages, I've only been to smaller cities. Everything you could possibly need, like shops like H&M, C&A, Penny, Netto, Edeka, Lidl, and so on, you would find them readily available. If you end up in a small city, it's not as bad as people paint it to be. Right. Let me talk about my own experience. The first city I lived in when I first moved to Germany was Paderborn. Apparently, the other name for Paderborn is Paderboring. Living in Paderborn helped me to know that you don't really have to live in a particular place when you want to study. There were students who were living in Düsseldorf, people living 1 hour, 2 hours away from the university. Living that far from the university did not affect their studies because, one, the connections were good. Secondly, classes as at that time started at 9 o'clock. If you plan your time, you will be able to attend that class at 9 o'clock. Now, about social events and everything like that, there are a lot of activities in most German cities. And if you live in a smaller city, you get to experience that. Now, my region, I live in NRV, North Rhine-Westphalia. Every student has access to this semester ticket to travel around your state, anywhere in your state. So you can travel to any city in North Rhine-Westphalia without having to pay a dime because you've paid that in your semester fees, which is part of the perks of studying in Germany. So if you've not seen my video about why you should study in Germany, I'm going to link it up here so you can have a look at it. If you are unable to find something in your city, you can always take a trip to some other bigger city than where you are right now and check things out. On the flip side, I have to say that the people there are different. If you study in a smaller city, you tend to interact more with people who are much older than you, which is not a problem. And they may ask you certain questions that might come off as being rude, but sometimes they ask you questions from an ignorant perspective. And then you start to wonder if they should be asking you questions like that, or if they should be talking to you in a particular way. You live in a place like Berlin, or you live in a bigger city like Düsseldorf or Cologne, people are much more open-minded and they are used to seeing foreigners and they are used to interacting with people from different walks of life. You also have the opportunity to meet more people within your age bracket. This is for people who enjoy the nightlife and stuff like that. The nightlife is definitely different. You don't have as much variety of bars or restaurants like the bigger places. In bigger places, you have variety. So if you like variety, maybe a smaller city is not an option for you, but then you would not really know until you experience it. For employment, without even having to talk too much, there is a higher chance of getting a job that is in tune with your studies if you live in a bigger city. You have the opportunity to find more volunteering opportunities. For example, you want to volunteer with the UN. The UN is in Bonn. The UN office, the UN office is in Bonn. So you would most likely volunteer in Bonn, right? There are other opportunities to volunteer as well in your local environment, right? But it depends on the kind of volunteering opportunities that you're looking for. If you're the kind of person that likes peace and quiet, so maybe a smaller city is good for you. If you're the kind of person that likes the hustle and bustle of living in a big city, then by all means look for a big city, but also put into consideration housing costs, put into consideration transport costs, because rent in bigger cities is definitely much more expensive than living in a small city. If you would like to see a particular content, you can put it down in the comment section below. I'll be sure to make a video on it if I have enough information about it. Yeah, till my next video, take good care of yourselves. Bye.